What up, YouTube Elleix? Come back at you with another custom StarCraft 2 cast. Today, we're taking on kind of a monumental effort. This is going to be a Warcraft 3 versus StarCraft 2 versus StarCraft 1 4v4 matchup. If that's not chaotic enough for you, I don't know what is. Let's go ahead and introduce our players, and then I'll tell you about this mod. Team number 1 spawning on the top side of the map. It's our yellow StarCraft 1 Protoss player Shadow Megan with her teammate on her right. It's our gray Warcraft 3 Humans player Philip with his teammate to his right. It's our red StarCraft 2 Protoss player Lionel with his teammate on the right. It's our yellow StarCraft 1 Zerg player Anyone. Going up against team number 2, it's our blue StarCraft 2 Protoss player The True Fake with his teammate spawning to his right. It's our orange StarCraft 1 Terran player on Arnalser with his teammate. It's our gray undead player, the Lich King. I love that name. With his teammate to his right, it's our yellow StarCraft 1 player Class. I'm not entirely sure how to say that name. This is brought to you by the Azeroth-Koprulu Hyperwar mod. So this mod puts together StarCraft 1 plus StarCraft 2 plus Warcraft 3. It's absolutely outrageous, and I can tell you right now, this game is going to be insanely chaotic. If you're new to my channel, I do cast a lot of custom StarCraft 2. So if custom StarCraft 2 is something you're interested in watching more of, please consider subscribing to my channel. I would appreciate it. Anyway, back to the show. The Lich King starting off with a wall at the ramp to the main base. One thing to consider is this looks like creep, but this is blight. And as far as I know, blight is spread by virtually every building built by the undead. So one other thing I also kind of noticed is it looks like blight and creep are using the same texture. So this looks like blight, but this is creep. Obviously, this is the Zerg. But yeah, so the Ziggurats are spreading the blight, as you can see, and the Ziggurats can morph into static defense. So one other thing to keep in mind, the crypt will allow you to train ghouls which mine minerals, but what mines gold, or in this case technically gas, is going to be the acolytes, which are your builders slash gold miners, or gas miners in this case. The necropolis is being upgraded to a Halls of the Dead, so this will allow for more tech options for our undead player. Also, the Altar of Darkness will allow you to build your hero units, and now we've got what is going to be, I believe this is the Crypt Lord. Let me just double check that. So our gray, okay, yes, so this is the Crypt Lord. I guess it's technically purplish, but it looks more gray to me. Maybe this is purple. Anyway, doesn't matter too much. Also, I'm not going to use the production tab because look at this. This is insane. We're just going to go in blind. We're kind of going to go as the game progresses is basically how I'm going to be casting this game. Now, we've also got what is going to be our mage, our archmage. This is going to be Manath Mage Slinger, who is technically wait, let's see, because you can look at what their name actually is. 10 flame casters, just under the white title for this hero unit. Now, where balance is concerned, hero units from Warcraft 3, I feel like, are a bit overtuned because you don't really have a lot of options against them as the StarCraft races, in this case, StarCraft 1 and StarCraft 2 races. So as we're going to witness right here, I think 10 Flamecaster is gonna be a real pain in the ass for our orange Terran player. He does have 310 HP, which is ridiculous for this early in the game. We're not even at 4 minutes in. We're just about at 4 minutes in. He did learn Blizzard, which is a big AoE spell, and as we just witnessed, a lot of the Terran units just died simultaneously, though it looks like Klaus is going for what was an attempted run by in the main base for the red and the purple player. Now the positioning on that macro hatchery is a little bit interesting. We're going to take a look at that in a second, but I want to look at the chaos. It looks like the game was paused. This is a Spanish-speaking community. I don't speak a lot of Spanish, but I'm pretty sure Shadow Megan at the start of the game said preparada para morir, which I'm pretty sure means prepare to die in Spanish. I have a much better accent than I do an understanding of that language. Now, what I wanted to point out was anyone's placement of this macro hatchery. I understand why it's placed here. This will allow for faster reinforcements at the ramp, but this also kind of prevents Lionel from building stuff. I mean, look at all these pylons, which are now pretty much useless outside of powering these buildings, but all the building real estate that Lionel has is kind of shut down. Also, let's take a look at the Crypt Lord here, doesn't look like he actually learned his first spell yet. So each level you can learn a spell, or at least to a certain degree, and he's still at level 1 but hasn't learned his spell. So we'll see how long it takes for the Lich King to decide to train his Crypt Lord. Also, it looks like Klaus going for what is possibly a harassment of 3 Hydralisks. Oh, but look, Lionel's got an observer, so he's going to be seeing everything that Klaus is pumping out, and he will spot that there are going to be Hydralisks moving across the map. I don't know if this is really enough. I mean, look at all this. We got how many? This is 6 Dragoons. That is going to be more than enough to take care of the these Hydras. And anyone saying "Déjame salir," I don't know if that means I'm going to move out. I think salir means to exit. Let me know in the comments below, you Spanish speakers out there, what that means and if I was close. I am curious. I have like an intermediate understanding of Spanish, and that's about it. Oh no! Klaus, your overlord spotted this. These Hydras were hungry. Okay, the other overlord coming in to take care of that observer. I was gonna say, if you didn't notice that, I was gonna say something in the Discord right now and say, hey, look, why didn't you notice this? Even though I'm not sure if Klaus is in the Azeroth-Koprulu Hyperwar mod Discord. That's where I lurk for all these replays, and this is where it was submitted to me. And I love this, the Scourge. I don't really know if there's much of a use for Scourge outside of sniping overlords at this point in the game, but they look so cool, especially at nighttime. If you heard that wolf, we are in nighttime now. There are no night elves, so we don't have any shadow meld, which is what the night elves use for the evening time in Warcraft 3. And Shadow Megan saying, mis ojos, which I think says, I think that means, oh no, my eyes. I don't really know why she said that, though. Is it because it's nighttime and there's like high contrast? I really don't know, unless I'm missing something. Right now, the game is pretty quiet. There is a ping on that Altar of Darkness. The Crypt Lord still has not learned his first spell, so that is kind of a shame for the time being. We also have what is going to be Granis Darkhammer with his ally hero unit. Yes, 10 Flamecaster. Oh no, all these overlords. Just in the middle of the map, they will go down, and that does supply block our yellow Zerg player, and this is so many. This is so many Mutalisks. That's insane. The cancel forced on the gold base. Good reaction time, excuse me, by our yellow Zerg player at the very least. Does not lose the 300 minerals, and it looks like now team number 1 is going to be attacking team number 2. So far, the game's been pretty chill. It hasn't been too hectic yet, but we're just getting started. Not a lot has really happened so far outside of a few little skirmishes here and there, but it looks like there is going to be an army knocking at the front door of the Lich King. All these Ziggurats are now Nerubian towers and Spirit towers, so this is going to be a lot of static defense. And what is that? Oh no, wait a minute. I think that was friendly fire on the... on the disruptors on the yellow Protoss army. That is insane. The StarCraft 2 Protoss is like, hey, look, there's only room for one Protoss faction. Lionel saying lo siento, which means I'm sorry in Spanish. I know that much. We also have the Guardians. Shadow Megan is just silent. I would also be just silent if I saw my teammate just throw down 2 disruptor balls on what was otherwise a pretty heavy army. Oh no, that hurts so bad. I'm not sure I'm going to recover. Also, there's a nuke. Where's this nuke? There's a nuke on the back right here, being thrown down by a Nulcer. Oh no, oh no. I don't think Shadow Megan noticed this. Wait a minute. Every single worker on this Nexus goes down. I mean, to be fair, her eyes were probably on this engagement at the bottom of the map right here. That is brutal. Okay, so just as I said, not a lot is going on in this game. Now there's a lot going on in this game. Seeing the undead face off against Zerglings is awesome. Here we go, one decent disruptor ball, but after that major party foul on Shadow Megan's army, I think this may have not necessarily cost team number 1 the game, but at the very least cost them this engagement, because Shadow Megan's army is just so much weaker, and you can see that she's kind of like, I'm not really comfortable pushing right now, and I don't blame her. We do have what is going to be the Warp Prism. This will allow Lionel to reinforce at the very least. But that's brutal. These Scourges kind of getting sacrificed. I guess being used for, okay. Able to take out at the very least, a Void Ray. Anulcer saying, why me? Why are you attacking me? And Klaus's army really coming in clutch. For a second, I thought this was the Zerg. Oh, sorry, not the Zerg. I thought this was the StarCraft 1 Protoss. They are both yellow, just slightly different shades of yellow. The Altar of Darkness not being used to build any other hero units, and the Lich King definitely has enough money for it. The Necromancers will be able to raise undead. So we got some Necromancers. We have these, I'm pretty sure these are the raised undead. So yeah, we got a Skeleton Warrior. We have a Skeleton Mage, but they are on a timer, as you can see. So they will go down in a little bit by themselves. This red army is actually looking pretty scary, and looking at what red is doing, he's not really expanded too much in this game, all things considered, but able to macro up pretty decently. He is at 123 supply. There was a ping. Oh, what is this? Oh, there's a drop. What is that? Oh, I love this. So the lurkers going to be taking out a lot of these workers, but there is detection with that spore colony, and the sunken colonies with that vision will be able to throw down some defense. Oh, and this is a really big army, the Guardians, which is basically the, oh, excuse me. The Guardians, which is basically the Broodlord for the StarCraft 1 version of the Zerg. Oh man, this is getting really chaotic. I like the placement on these lurkers. There is a nuke on the back of this, and if Lionel's not careful, will possibly walk into that nuke. We got to keep an eye on that. And here we go, the Lich King just can't take a break. I'm pretty sure this nuke is going to fall on nothing, and nothing gets killed indeed. This is looking really scary, though. This is so much chaos. I can't even see what's happening. There are disruptor balls landing on this undead army, and there's a nuke right here in the middle of this as well. Oh, Lionel, you have to back off. You have to back off, man. That is so much that just went down. Philip losing so much of his army. There are a few straggling Dragonhawk riders left, but they are virtually dead. They will go down to these Hydralisks. That is insane. That was probably the biggest nuke. That was disgusting. Oh wow. This is still, I feel like, anybody's game, but team number one's been doing a good job at throwing down the pressure, but they have to be careful because if they lose too much of their army supply, team number two at the bottom right here will be able to throw down a counterattack, and then that is really anybody's game at that point. We have the meat wagons as well, which just launched ghouls from the they're basically undead catapults. So they throw the ghouls on top of armies. It's actually so sick. Shadow Megan coming down to Klaus's, what is this, base number 4 with the Dark Templar as well. Now, the issue going up against StarCraft 1 Zerg is the Overlord is a default detector. So if an Overlord flies to the top of this army, they will be able to see the cloaked Dark Templar. And this is actually so many science vessels. I didn't even notice that. And here's a ghost with 0 kills, so that's not the ghost that threw down that insane nuke. Oh, some decent disruptor balls on top of these lurkers as well. You guys, I'm trying to keep up with all the chaos in this game. There's shit going on everywhere, man. This is wild, and we have Defilers as well. The Defiler is basically, I want to say, like the Infestor equivalent for the StarCraft 1 race. It's a spellcaster. It's got Dark Swarm, which does prevent like ranged projectiles, I believe, and it's got Plague, which is not researched, and it's got Consume, which gives it energy. So what is this, actually? Wait a minute. Is that Irradiate? That is Irradiate. So Irradiate is a really good spell. It's basically a damage over time spell that spreads. It's wild. Oh, man, this is so many Ultralisks as well from anyone. These are the StarCraft 1 Ultras. The Irradiate on top of the Ultras as they run into the middle of this army. They all go down. We have the Dark Swarm as well. This is wild. What the hell is this, man? This is so crazy. Okay, so it looks like this should be damage over time, but this is not. This is the Dark Swarm, so this will prevent projectile damage, but that green glowing spell that we saw on those Ultras was the Radiate ability, which did so much damage to the Zerg army. That's insane. This Colossus with 5 kills, not too bad. This army, though, this undead army is doing so good at keeping this ramp secured. 210 Rack is actually level 10, and that's not actually his name, but the Crypt Lord, he's level 10 already, so he's got all his spells. He's got what is 835 base HP now, which is so disgusting. I actually feel sick looking at that. And what is going on here? Okay, there's a lurker somewhere, I feel like. Okay, the lurkers to the south of this. Oh, how many lurkers went down? Was that 5 lurkers killed by a single disruptor? That is crazy. Arius the Seeker, or his real name is Granis Darkhammer, with 91 HP, going down. Not quite going down yet. Did you see how long it takes to kill that? That is crazy. I feel like that was a few friendly fire disruptor balls, if I'm not mistaken, but I was looking somewhere else. This is chaotic, ladies and gentlemen. This is insane. Non-stop action, which is kind of what you would expect in a 4v4, but dude, this is so crazy. So we got the purple army and the red army. Anyone doing a great job at keeping himself macroed up despite the fact that all his ultras got irradiated and went down almost instantly. And another irradiate on the Zerglings. And look at that. You have to spread them out before they do more damage to your to the rest of your army, because as far as I know, irradiate spreads. And I think it lasts about, what was it, 12 seconds or something like that? I actually have to take a look. But we have so much going on right now. Where is it? Okay, so let's take a look at irradiate. So irradiate lasts for 30 seconds, okay, and it does irradiates a single target with ticks periodically over time for 30 seconds. Got it. I don't know why I thought 12 seconds. And guys, I'm on a high-end PC, and my computer is lagging with all this chaos. We have so many necromancers. This is insane. What spell are they using? I think they're using Raise Undead. But my computer is like having a bunch of like graphical artifacts because of all the shenanigans going on. This is hilarious. More defilers on the map, as we can see with that Dark Swarm ability. This will prevent ranged projectile damage, like I said. Lionel, though, coming in clutch with these Colossi, doing so much ranged damage. And on the back of this, Analcer is going to surround the red army with the siege tanks and the science vessels, dude. Oh! But Analcer kind of getting pulled into a little bit of a conundrum here, getting surrounded himself by the red Protoss player. Virtually all these siege tanks will go down. A few of them do survive. I really don't know who's coming out ahead. And the mothership by the True Fake. The True Fake going for the capital StarCraft 2 Protoss Armada. Bro, this game is insane. It was advertised to me as insane, but that was... I don't feel like that did it justice. This game is absolute chaos. Oh my god. This is... I don't even know what to say anymore. Shadow Megan breaking through the wall for the orange Terran and the blue Protoss. There's another nuke on top of this, though. I don't know if Shadow Megan noticed this. Come on, move these Dragoons. I can't bear to see another insane nuke. Actually, I can. There it goes. Virtually all of the Dragoons going down. That is so disgustingly outrageous, bro. But kind of, you know, I guess it checks out, right? That was StarCraft 2 versus StarCraft 1. That was a normal StarCraft mechanic, as normal as it gets. There was no Warcraft shenanigans on this. And here we go, another engagement. There's just so much crap on the map, dude. This is insane. What are these? Okay, for a second I thought they were Scourge, but they were white. Those were Griffin Riders, but they will go down. Shadow Megan saying, where, I don't know what to say. Something about nukes, though. Oh, man. Oh, man, dude. This is crazy. Anyone doing a great job at keeping his army virtually maxed. It's at 172 out of 200, so not quite maxed, but doing a good job at spending his money. All these players doing a decent job at expanding. Red still on 3 bases and virtually mined out, but in his defense, there's like nothing on the map that he can take. So he's kind of stuck. He just has to be careful to make sure that he plays very efficiently, since he's mining off 1 base right now. He does have a decent mineral bank, but kind of low on the gas. And so many ultras running. Wait a minute. Okay, for a second I thought they were running faster on the Blight, but I don't think so. I think that was kind of just they just move fast by themselves. So yeah, anyway, what is happening here? Why are they taking damage? What is this? Oh, this is undead ability. It's diseased right now, so while it's diseased, it will take damage over time. I'm just not used to seeing Warcraft plus StarCraft spells still. This is, I think, my 5th cast featuring this mod, and it's insane. This Archon at the front of the line, tanking a lot of this damage, will eventually go down. I think this was a little bit too much of a push by the True Fake, virtually by himself, kinda. I mean, he's got an ulcer right here, so not by himself at all. The irradiate on so much of this bio is so disgusting, but these ultras are doing a great job at tanking that damage and staying alive just long enough to destroy the blue Protoss army. Lionel is still decently alive. Philip right here as well with his human army. Some of these Ultralisks will go down. I really don't know whose game this is. I feel like team number 1, the team on top of the map, is in the lead. Let's take a look at the resources lost. Oh, wow. Look at the resources lost by purple. 38,000. 14,000 by yellow, our yellow Protoss 1 StarCraft 1 Protoss player, but I'll just let you take a look. It would take me too long to say this, but as we can see, yellow and purple, dark yellow and purple have lost the most in this matchup. Actually, relatively even spread across the board, if I'm being honest. Philip with the Dragonhawk Riders almost fully upgraded. They're at 3-2 right now. And look at this. This is so chaotic. I love the use of these Colossi, though, able to throw down so much long-range DPS. These science vessels wanting to irradiate, I feel like, but will not do damage against mechanical units, though the mechanical units will spread that radiation damage to biological units that are next to them. And now I think this is going to look like a possible turn of events. Looks like StarCraft, I almost said StarCraft 1. Team number 1, the team on the top, breaking through the Lich King, I think will be taken out of this game. All this production will go down. The Temples of the Damned will be in danger. There are so many of them that are going to be destroyed, unchecked. And oh yeah, I love this. The Shadow Megan kind of preparing herself for an attack on the left-hand side of the map. And the Reavers are going to do so much AoE damage. So many Marines going down. This Reaver is at full HP still, doing so much damage. Look at this. Look at this. That is insane. The Scarabs do so much damage. The red Protoss army cleaning up the gray/purple undead, and the purple Zerg player taking out what is going to be the yellow Zerg player. And I believe this is the StarCraft 2 Zerg, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just double check that. No, this is StarCraft 1 Zerg as well. So StarCraft 1 Zerg versus StarCraft 1 Zerg plus StarCraft 2 Protoss coming in to help. That is insane. And the Shadow Megan, or Shadow Megan, I don't know why I wanted to say the Shadow Megan. Shadow Megan destroying so much of Blue's production. There's not a lot I think team number 2 can do. This was such an insane game. This was so hectic. More purple Zerg units coming in to help out his teammate. So much of the production. There's a lot of floating money for the True Fake. Analcer throwing out the GG, realizing that there's nothing he can do. And here we are, everyone throwing out the GG, giving the victory to team number 1 spawning on the top. I think that was a good showcase of Warcraft 3 versus StarCraft 1 versus StarCraft 2. That was awesome. If you guys enjoyed what you saw, please consider shooting me a like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you want me to cast any of your own games, I will leave my email and Discord in the description below. And I'll see you guys on the next one.